All right, guys, this is part 2 of head gasket replacement on starting off. You want to clean everything. Obviously, you scrape off all the old gasket, clean out your cylinders, make sure they look all good. If not, it's not even worth doing. Obviously, the first step is putting on your head gasket. So when putting the head on back on the block, I really recommend doing this with a buddy, unless you're a badass motherfucker like me and you just can do it yourself. But truth be told, I don't have any friends to help me. All right, now your head bolt orientation should look like this. One's with the threaded studs all on the driver's side, and the two with the non-threaded studs go in one from the edge. So we've got 1, 2 right there, and then same as the rear, 1, 2 right there. This one needs sealant because it is going through your water jacket. So before you tighten this one down, you put sealant in there. So you want to start with the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You go 22 foot-pounds, then you go 45 foot-pounds, and then recheck them all at 45, and then you go 110 on all of them except for this one, the one with the sealant on it that goes to the water jacket. This one goes to 100 foot-pounds. These head bolts use a 13 millimeter 12-point deep socket. All right, putting the push rods in, I'm going to lube up each end with some engine assembly lube, and I'm even going to put some on top of the valves, just so everything's nice and good in the same orientation that it come out, so nothing's funky. And these bolts, 13 millimeter bolts, torqued to 19 to 21 foot-pounds with no preload on them, so you will have to turn the engine and make sure there's no tension on the valves when you're torquing those down. I cleaned the valve cover mating surface while the head was out, just so I didn't make more of a mess while it was in there. I haven't cleaned this yet, but I didn't take my bolts out either, just so I knew the orientation. So if you did take your bolts out, you can take a look at mine, see where the studs are or aren't. Studs aren't. The two front ones, that one, that one, that one, that one. Stud, stud, bolt, bolt, stud. Those two head bolts with the small studs coming out, that's what the gasket winds up with. Valve cover bolts are an 11 millimeter deep socket, and they're supposed to be torqued to 8 foot-pounds, but I'm just going to snug them up. Next, put your manifold gasket on, then you'll put the headers on this stud. It'll hang there, and then you're going to want to slide your intake manifold on. And good luck with those bottom 4 bolts. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but all the bolts are 14 millimeter, and they are torqued to 24 foot-pounds. So actually, what I think I can do is have these out just almost all the way out, and then I should be able to slide the intake in and hopefully clear these little dowels. I guess we'll see. I think they're in there. It's hard to tell, the being so tight underneath there, but I think that worked. Make sure you have those dowels lined up with these holes. If not, you will tighten it down and you will crack the shit out of it. So just be careful, make sure it's lined up. From here, I can go ahead and install my coil pack and then plug that in. I can take my wiring harness, fold that over, run that in between here, put those plugs, lay them there, and then throw my fuel rail on top of there. Next, I'm going to put out on the alternator bracket for those 4 bolts, and then this belt pulley here, and then I'll go ahead and throw on the alternator. Then I will hook that up, come over here and mount the power steering, and then I can go ahead and throw the whole serpentine belt on. I love when manufacturers do this. They got the belt routing right on the fan shroud. But if you don't have it, there's the picture. That's how it goes. Get all your vacuum lines hooked up on the side here, all your connections connected, fuel line connected, Then I can get my heater hose on, and then I can reroute. I guess I could put that bracket back where it goes, reroute all the cables to the throttle, put the air box on. Also, I took this AC line out just so I'd have more room. I believe that's what that plastic piece is for, so I will put that back in there before anything else. All right, I got everything hooked up. I can throw the battery in, put some coolant in there, start it up, make sure there's no leaks, and hopefully it's good to go. If you found this video helpful anyway at all, I'd appreciate a like, and consider subscribing. I do all kinds of repairs and stuff like this, and I'm not a professional. I'm just a YouTube mechanic. So thank you for watching. I hope I helped at least one of you. Goodbye.